You just got backed.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Thursday. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you are having a great day today. My goodness, what a volatile day we had yesterday. Overall, Bitcoin is unfortunately down 1.33%. We are sitting below the $7,400 level. Having a look right here, we were finally visited by our good old buddy, Bart Simpson. Good to see you, buddy. It's been a while, but that being said, it was incredibly volatile. We had about an 8% move all the way up to 7,800. We got rejected back down to 7,100. We did climb back up, but we could not get back above sort of Bart Simpson's hairline. And now currently we are starting to sort of go the other way. Now we're going to have to see how this plays out. Don't forget, tomorrow is of course Friday, the end of the week. But I do want to talk about why we had this crazy volatility in the first place, because it's looking like it may have actually been more than just one reason why Bitcoin had this crazy move. So I definitely do want to talk about that. We also had the largest on-chain transaction ever recorded in Bitcoin's history. Literally, it was like $8.9 billion worth. Absolutely incredible. We're going to get into that. What was the significance of it? Also, we have a Bitcoin bear who was very, very, very bearish towards Bitcoin when it was around the $3,000 level, currently coming back out and saying that the $10,000 Bitcoin could actually be closer than you think, only just a matter of time. So if that sounds good to you, well, you know what to do. Also, if you're not subscribed to the Crypto Zombie channel, we do this every single day. And of course, every single Monday is the Ledger Nano S giveaway. So that is what we are going to be talking about. Well, not the Ledger Nano S giveaway, but what we said before. I also want to discuss what could potentially happen if Bitcoin was to, let's say, find itself in a recession, essentially. Would the price go up or down? That's something that I do want to talk about today as well. Currently, though, you are noticing Bitcoin dominance back up to 67%. So that Bitcoin dominance is just absolutely holding it pretty steady right now. But we do have some gainers today. Having a look, Engine Coin up 51%. Now they actually did have some new good news that came out. We do have Kyber Network, FTX Crypto, Mindle, Crypterium, Verge, Matic, Enigma, and Hedge Trade all doing quite well. My goodness, though, 51% for Engine. Congratulations to all of my Engine hodlers out there. Having a look over here at Coin Farm, essentially relatively split down the middle right now, a little bit bearish over on Bitfinex, but yeah, I mean, this is some crazy volatility, guys. I mean, literally, look at this stuff. This is absolutely nuts. It's been a crazy, choppy market. Not the best place, especially if you've been trading. And you can see, Philp says, volatility is back. Trading performance aside, I think it is a good indicator that we are reaching a conclusion, shaking the life out of the market participants. So is this potentially very, very close to the bottom before a reversal? Well, having a look right here, we are still having very low volume, under 400 million for Bitcoin, under 800 million for Tether. So we would like to see more volume, because the lower volume, the more volatile the markets can be, as we saw with yesterday's move, right? But the good thing I wanted to talk about is that we actually are above this yellow line right here. You can see we have been supported a few times, and the significance of this is actually, if we go way, way, way back here, that's actually the support essentially that held us during the mid part of the bear market before we had that crazy drop off. But, that being said, currently, if we do stay supported by this level, that is pretty good for Bitcoin short term. One reason why some people were suspecting that we may have had the crazy move was there was actually $70 million worth of Tether that was transferred from an unknown wallet. And this was right in the morning, at 7:20. So they were saying that this could have had something to do with the pump as well. It's possible. We also spoke yesterday that we were looking to close the CME futures gap. You can see right here, we had this gap essentially, so we can actually just delete that. Now, the thing is, it was done with a wick. It wasn't done with a solid candle. So do we need to close it with a solid candle? Well, if you think that's the case, then basically we'll be going back to 7,800 and putting in a solid candle. If not, then we did close the gap, and then, we do have to pay attention to these levels a little bit closer. But the other reason I was talking about, I think it was 2 days ago, why I was saying we could have seen a Bitcoin pump is because of the fact that we are looking to have essentially this golden cross on the weekly. Now, I just want to show you, these aren't really like fractals, they're really just sections of the market. But essentially, you can see right back here in 2013 when we had the bull run, and then we came down, down, and then we started having that sideways consolidation. We pumped and went sideways again. It kind of looks a lot like we're doing right now, where we had, that dump, pump, and then we sort of went sideways. Now, there is a little bit of a difference between these two markets. Great. So where did my chart go? Sorry about that, guys. I hit the wrong button. So anyway, I had to re-put the boxes back. But regardless, still, if you have a look right here, essentially you can see that we did have that dump. We had the bear cross. We did have the pump. And then the thing that I wanted to say before I screwed up and left the page was there is one bit of a difference between the first time that we put this in before the major rally. And that was essentially that we were sitting above both of the moving averages. Whereas actually, if we zoom in right now, we're actually sitting a little bit higher than this because this is the BLX. It hasn't been updated, but we do know that we're sitting around the $7,400 level. So we're basically actually sitting right inside of it right now. But the question is, do you think that this golden cross, once we get the confirmation next week, will essentially spark a major rally like it did the last time? Well, that was what I wanted to talk about before I got interrupted. We are sitting above the basis. This is good. We do not want to fall below that. That is sitting around the $6,869 level. Last time we fell below it, well, we fell 50%, so we definitely don't want that to happen again. Currently, we are being rejected by the bottom of this resistance right here. You can see that's currently where we wicked up to, and we do need to get back above the $7,380 level. Sitting below that level is not very good for Bitcoin short term, and it actually could send Bitcoin potentially back to the $7,000 level if we can't get above it sooner. But the major level that we've been looking at for quite some time essentially is to get right above here, above the 8.3K level. If we don't, we do risk falling back to the 6.5K, and the next levels that we have for VPVR that might catch us on the way down, unfortunately, is around 6,300. The next one around 5,007 sort of, but then we go all the way down to $5,200. But guys, I don't want to start talking bearish just yet. Currently, I will not flip into a Bitcoin bear until we fall below this historic trend line that basically started back here February 4th, when we started to put in this uptrend, and finally we had that bounce. And you can see right here, again, oh my God, again, what is going on, guys? There's something wrong with my freaking computer, but essentially, you guys saw the line, right? Okay, well, whatever. I'm just going to move on. But that being said, guys, short term, we do need to get above this sort of Bart Simpson top that we had right here at around the $7,500 level. And then we do need to get above the 7.8K and ultimately 8.3 to get out of the woods. I'm really sorry about all that stuff happening. I don't know what's going on with my computer. It's like reading my hand swipes the wrong way. But anyway, Peter Schiff, he could not miss out on an opportunity to just, take a jab at the Bitcoin community. He says Bitcoin pump and dumpers are losing their mojo. They managed to pump the price by $550 in 1 minute, a 7.5% spike, yet the dump reversed the entire pump with an 8% drop in just 7.5 hours. If Bitcoin pumpers can no longer sucker in new buyers, the game is over. Look out below. Actually, look out below. Dr. Bitcoin makes a pretty good point here. Yeah, Bitcoin has been gaining insane compared to this 6 ounce of gold stock to flow model. Also, Peter, do we have to go over the Bitcoin versus gold argument yet again? Do we have to do it? Is it that time? All right, well, that being said, if you guys have seen this video that came out from Cointelegraph, they were basically discussing what would happen to Bitcoin in a recession. And Alessio Rustani actually thinks that the price of Bitcoin would go down, whereas a lot of people, are saying they think it would go up because we would use it as sort of a hedge against the, global economic financial crisis, right? Well, I just want to play one clip from this, and then I want to have a quick discussion and ask you your opinion on essentially what Alessio had to say.
Let's say that I'm right and Bitcoin drops significantly. Let's say it falls at 2,000, 1,000. Is it a bad thing though? Who would not like to buy? Just answer this question. Who would not like to buy Bitcoin at $2,000 and $1,000? You'd have to be crazy to say no. You'd have to be crazy to say, no, I don't want to.
Now, I don't want to play too much of this clip. This is Cointelegraph's clip. If you guys are interested, I'll drop the link below. Go watch the full video. But I just think it's interesting how even though they say it could fall, he then follows up by saying, but who wouldn't want to buy Bitcoin at those prices? Essentially admitting that even if Bitcoin was to go to an insane discount of $2,000, who'd be crazy not to buy at those prices? Essentially confirming the idea that Bitcoin is realistically gold 2.0. All right, so I just wanted to kind of make a comment on that video. Some people had brought that up, but Here's the interesting part. So you have a Bitcoin bear potentially turned Bitcoin bull, Bloomberg's own Mike McClone, okay? Now, he was very, very bearish during the bottom, if you guys don't remember. Now, he has been talking about the bull case for Bitcoin. He says as long as we stay above the support of around 6,500, then we're in the clear, which if we were looking at the chart I was showing you before I deleted it, that was actually where we sort of touched that bottom at the 6.5K level. In fact, he goes as far as saying that it's only a matter of time before Bitcoin breaks the key resistance of $10,000. He says the macro picture may start to favor gold and thus Bitcoin. Heading into 2020, a potential recession, restart of the trade war due to Hong Kong regulations, and other underlying issues in the traditional system could boost alternative assets. In fact, he did release this chart with it as well. Essentially, you could see that Bitcoin does, logarithmically continue to go upwards and upwards. And they do mention that futures represent increasing Bitcoin adoption. And I know that a lot of people don't like Bitcoin futures. They're manipulating the market. They're the devil, whatever you want to say. But that being said, it is increasing exposure to some of these investors who otherwise wouldn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole, right? So that's basically that situation. But he did go on to basically say that a perfect storm is building for cryptocurrency in terms of its basic premises, mass adoption, and a fixed supply cap. He says that Bitcoin is winning the adoption race among crypto assets and is becoming increasingly scarce, which favors price appreciation. Plenty can go wrong, of course, right? Nothing's perfect. But unless the basic premises reverses, he says there is a higher probability to sustain price appreciation versus depreciation. He also mentions that the halving will act as a negative supply shock to a market predicted on simple supply-demand economics. And of course, we have Tom Lee coming out saying that basically the strong growth in U.S. equities, namely the S&P, implies that investors will soon start allocating more capital to risk-on investments like Bitcoin. He also mentions Bitcoin's block reduction as something positive, and he does think that while China has taken a harsh stance towards Bitcoin thus far, he does say that authorities in China remain pro-digital assets because they are pro-blockchain. So we'll have to see how that actually plays out moving forward, right? But here is the most insane thing ever, guys. As you can see right here, this is absolutely nuts. The largest on-chain volume spike ever, $8.9 billion. So what is going on? Well, essentially you can see right here, Glassnode looked into it, and they actually said that the 8.9 billion spike on-chain volume was caused by Bittrex. So remember, we saw them moving that massive amount yesterday, 1/3. Well, now it looks like they moved a series of 21 transactions within 1 hour, each moving 56,000 Bitcoin. That's a lot of Bitcoin. That is a lot of freaking Bitcoin. So that is basically what that situation is. Why are they moving it? I'm not too sure. I'd like to hear a little bit of a statement from them. But yeah, whenever we have these big whale moves, they certainly do turn some heads. Sort of just a story to mention real quick. Kelly Loeffler, she's the CEO of Bakkt. It says that Georgia Governor Brian Kemp on Wednesday formally named her the pick to replace Senator Johnny Isakson. I probably might have said that wrong. So she's basically slated to take office on January. Interestingly enough, it says while Kemp's selection of Loeffler was widely expected, it nonetheless is a controversial choice in Republican circles. It also has touched off as an intra-party fight waged by allies of President Trump, who reportedly wanted Kemp to go in another direction. And we do know that Trump is not exactly a fan of cryptocurrencies. He did make that tweet. Not sure if this has anything to do with her specifically, but just wanted to kind of mention that. Speaking of Bakkt, how are we doing? 912, we'll take it, but realistically, nobody cares. Also, this was a little bit of controversy I just wanted to kind of bring up. So Poloniex deleted this tweet after 20 minutes. This was on December 1st. They literally just tweeted, "Let's buy Tron." That was it. That's all they tweeted, right? Then they took it down. And I told you guys about Jared Tate, the founder over at DigiByte. Yeah, he was getting a little upset. He had some stuff he was saying on Twitter. He said, "I'm disgusted by all these Tron troll bots attacking me and hyping 100% pre-mine and completely centralized network like it's the most decentralized gift from God. Now Poloniex has turned into a Tron shelf factory after making off with U.S. customers' sensitive data." So then they respond and say, "We don't own any customers' data, as all of them are preserved by Circle. By the way, after careful review, we have decided DigiByte is not qualified for our listing standard. We will delist DigiByte soon. Details to be announced." What do you guys think about this? So this is definitely some controversy. We have seen DigiByte have some controversy in the future. Now, I have had Josiah on the channel before. I mean, we spoke about DigiByte. I don't have anything personally against DigiByte. So let me know what you guys think about this. Was this deserving? Do you think Jared has gotten out of control with what he said? Do you think that Poloniex has essentially sold their soul? What do you guys think is going on? Let me know. But I just had to bring that up before we ended the video. And I do want to sort of end on this. It's a little bit doom and gloom, not 100%, but basically, long story short, 70% of crypto hedge funds have essentially closed, with half of that amount opening in the year of 2018. So, you know, what does this mean for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? Well, the hedge funds are not doing quite well, but you can see that another report from Bloomberg says that the volatile nature of crypto prices and also regulatory uncertainty has something to do with it. And that's also the reason that a lot of institutional investors have been sort of keeping their allocations at bay until they have clear regulation, right? They also noted that Fidelity had a survey that showed investment in instruments into cryptocurrencies are likely to increase over the next 5 years. And the CEO of Galaxy Investments, you may know him, Mike Novogratz, said in a recent interview that he believes that the next wave of adoption will come from the wealth advisors, maybe the endowments and small foundations participating. But you have Spencer Bogart actually saying, by the way, he's general partner over at Blockchain Capital. He pointed out that it's a matter of expectation as to why some of the levels of institution adoption are disappointing or underwhelming. But he does say, and he makes a good point here, he says, to me, the fact that there is any institutional adoption for Bitcoin only after 10 years into existence is a radical success and beyond what anyone could have even imagined just 3 or 4 years ago. I mean, we've been dealing with gold for 5,000 years. Bitcoin's only been around for a decade. The fact that it's even sitting at $7,000 is just crazy when you really think about that. And also the fact that we do have this type of institutional interest. So that is the good news that I want to leave my channel on. Also, a lot of people were asking me about my Matic trade. I'm going to be fully transparent, guys. We are very close to the double top here. So I did take half of my profit and I left my other half in. Now, it doesn't mean I don't believe in it. I do believe in it, actually. That's why I've kept my, Matic tokens for so long. But I do want to take a little bit of a profit. This is pretty insane. We're up like 9x or something like that. So basically what'll happen is if we dip down to some of these supports, I'll buy back in. And if not, I'll just ride it out. But you do what you want. Don't copy me. I'm just a guy on the internet. Nothing is financial advice. I don't give any type of trades on this channel. In fact, my, if you guys ever go to my Telegram group, it's totally free. I don't charge anything. So that being said, guys, be safe out there. Do you think we're close to the bottom? Do you think we have to go lower? Maybe one more test to the 6.5K level. Is it possible? Let me know below your thoughts on Bitcoin. If you're interested in the ledger, drop a comment below. Any comment makes you eligible literally for the whole week. And that is it for me today, guys. So let's just super quick just see where we're at. Okay, yeah, we're down at 7,300. So yeah, we got stomped out here. We needed to get above that. But that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You are the reason I do this every single day. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.